This video will teach you about how containment policies were utilized by the United States in the Cold War to stop the spread of communism, which was led by the Soviet dictator Stalin. The United States believed that if nations started to fall to communism, then everyone would fall to communism with them. They tried to prevent this by giving nations money so that they would not be economically unstable and be tempted to fall to communism. After World War II, Europe was left in shambles. The deadliest war in history had taken place, and the Soviet Union had lost 20 million citizens in war. In comparison, the United States had only lost 200,000 soldiers. Villages and towns were obliterated, families were torn apart, and nations were left in economic instability due to the large expenses of war. In addition, the strong tensions between the nations in Europe made trade very difficult, not helping the improvement of their situation. In short, Europe had a dire need for some type of aid, without which recovery would be made very difficult or even impossible. In these circumstances, Stalin saw an opportunity to spread communism. Truman and Stalin had two opposing views on the governmental and economic systems that should be used in East Europe. Truman believed that if they set up free elections in the East, then they would choose democracy over communism. Stalin believed that he should create a buffer zone around Europe to protect them from any further attacks from the West, especially from Germany. He also wanted to spread communism farther into the west of Europe. He believed that the economic instability of the Western European nations would facilitate the spread of communism. After World War II, the Big Three went to Yalta and Crimea to discuss how to shape post-war Europe. They also attended to determine how to divide up Germany and Berlin. The three were Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin. They divided Germany and Berlin into 4 occupation zones. Later, Britain, France, and America joined their sections of Berlin to create one unified West Berlin. France, Britain, America, and Russia all got a part of Germany and Berlin. During the conference, Stalin promised to hold free elections and to join an attack against Japan. After this preliminary conference, another conference was held to finalize all decisions. This conference was called the Potsdam Conference. In the Potsdam Conference, there were 2 new leaders, Truman from the United States and Attlee from Britain. During this conference, Truman acquired knowledge of the atomic bomb and proceeded to hint at this powerful weapon to Stalin. Stalin did not keep these promises, however. He held elections, but they were not free. He made them vote for him or else they would be killed. He also did not attack Japan and had no plans on doing so. Communism began to expand from the Soviet Union westward until it reached the Iron Curtain. This expansion caused increasing tension. The Iron Curtain was the division of the democratic West and the communist East. The green lines represent the failed attempts of communism trying to spread into Western Europe. Containment was an essential policy which the United States had to employ because of the theorized domino effect. This theory dictated that if one European nation fell to communism, then all the others would too, similar to dominoes. Therefore, to keep communism contained, the United States created the Marshall Plan, or the European Recovery Act. This plan solved the issue of economic instability which was created by World War II in Eastern Europe. The idea was that economically weak nations would be more susceptible to falling to communism, so the United States gave huge amounts of money to Western European nations to help recover. The creation of NATO helped to create a defense system against the possible threat of the Soviet Union, and joined together the Western European nations and the United States in what was otherwise described as a strained relationship. With the formation of NATO, the United States and Western European nations spoke with their collective voices against the Soviet Union, as well as NATO's improvement on the U.S. security.